Dutch Blitz is a fast-paced set collection game. No need to worry about turns in this game because there are none. As soon as you need to do something, you do it, and you do it first. But let's not just talk about it. Come, I'll show you. Hello everybody. So this is what the game looks like when set up for 2 players. The game goes from 2 to 4 players. I have with me, this is Rachel. She is my sister. She will be assisting me as we will do a sample game for you. However, before we do that, we are going to explain the rules. So, each player has a deck with 40 cards in it. There are 4 different colors: green, red, blue, and there are also yellows in here. And there's numbers from 1 to 10 in each color. So it's pretty standard. 10 of these cards are in a face-up pile right here called the Blitz pile. And your goal in this game is to empty the Blitz pile by playing all the cards. Also, there are post piles over here. These are 3 piles. They start with 1 card each. Oops, drop my mic. These are three piles that start with 1 card each. And you may play cards onto these piles using a couple specific rules. And then this is your draw pile. This will stay in your hand the whole game, and you can get cards from here to play as well. So, how you play the game: as soon as somebody says start, both players at the same time will start trying to play. You need a 1 to do your first play in the middle. So what you do is you take 3 cards from your deck and flip them face up to create another pile. And that makes this pile over here, which is called the wood pile in the rules. So you may play from the top of this pile, from the top of any of these piles, or from the top of your Blitz pile. There. Now when somebody gets a 1, they will play it in the middle to the Dutch piles. Any player may play on the Dutch piles. So when I see there's a 1 here, there's a 2 on the top of my Blitz pile. So I will play that quickly because getting rid of the Blitz pile is good. And that's how you play on Dutch piles. They start at 1 and they go up to 10, and they are all the same color. So these go in ascending order from 1 to 10. You may also play on your post piles. Your post piles, however, go in descending order. So they start at whatever number they start at, and then they go down to 1. Post piles, when you play on a post pile, you do not play all the same color. These have to go alternating boy, girl, boy, girl. So the green and yellow cards have a picture of a Dutch girl on them, and the red and blue cards have a picture of a boy. So you play them descending and then also alternating between boy, girl, boy, girl. So if you follow those rules, this can be a good way to get cards off your Blitz pile. However, playing cards on to your post piles will not get you points in the end. Playing cards onto the Dutch piles in the middle will. All right. Yeah, so we are going to play a sample game for you guys in just a second. We are actually going to play a full 2-player game of Dutch Blitz using all the rules. I might speed this up depending on how long this takes, and I might even pause it if we do something that might look confusing, but Again, I'll see later. That's something for future Nathan to decide. As for present Nathan, we are just going to play. On your go.
Go.
All right, pause. You can actually play any card there. Do you know that? Because this pile is empty. So if you ever empty one of your wood piles, then you can play any card. And then normally you play with the normal rules, which I described earlier. All right, go. Blitz. All right, so now we have just finished our game of Blitz. The Dutch piles are all various degrees of full, but my Blitz pile is empty. So now we are going to score the game. So all the cards in your wood pile are no points, and then also all the cards in your deck. So I'm going to set all the cards that don't score aside. Then we've got these cards in the middle. So what you do is you take a bunch of them and flip them over, and then look at their backs, and then hand them to the player who started with them. So I started with all the blue cards, and Rachel started with all the red cards. You want to give me half of those? All right, so all these cards score positive 1 point, and then all the cards left in your Blitz pile are negative 2 points. So since I have 0 cards in my Blitz pile, that is kind of my bonus for winning the round. However, I have seen it where somebody wins the round and they are not the highest score, although it's unlikely. Not having those negative points really helps. So I'm going to count these real quick. All right, so I have 24 cards from the Dutch piles and no cards in the Blitz pile. So that's 24 minus 0, so I have 24 points.
I have 18 in my Dutch pile and 6 in my Blitz pile. Therefore, I only have 6 points.
Right, because those 6 cards in the Blitz pile are negative 2 each. And so that's 12, 18 minus 12 to get 6. And then in a game of Dutch Blitz, we would just shuffle up all the cards and play again. The rules say to go until somebody has 75 points. And when you reach that point, that person is declared the winner. If multiple people reach 75 points in the same round, it is the person with the highest score who is declared the winner. In a tie, play another round. Thank you. So real quick, before I give my rating, there are 2 versions of this game. There's the green box, which is the original, and then the blue box, which is an expansion. If you buy just the blue box, you can play the game. What comes in the blue box is different card backs that aren't in the original game. These are a couple examples. So it's this piece of equipment. I'm not a farmer. I don't know what it is. with the 4 colors. So with the expansion, you can play Dutch Blitz with up to 8 players. I have not played with more than 5 yet, but I can imagine 8 players would get pretty hectic. And speaking of which, that's a good place to start my review. So this is a fun filler game. The games go really fast. I could include a whole game in my video, no problem. So if you're playing multiple long games, I would stick Dutch Blitz after one and before another. That's kind of what I mean when I say filler. But it is fun. It's pretty simple to set up, very portable. But yeah, so Dutch Blitz, very fun, very fast-paced, great crowd pleaser. One note, with 2 players, I've seen a couple posts online, and I've experienced it myself, you can get an impossible game, rather like in solitaire. So if you deal the deck and you get a game that looks like it's going to be impossible, you might just want to look for that and then re-deal. Examples would be if all your wood piles and your blitz pile show a number 7 or higher, I would re-deal that game. And even then, even if you take that precaution, you can still get an impossible game with 2 players. But from what I've seen, it doesn't happen with 3 or 4 players. And it doesn't happen with more, because there's so many more people who could play cards, then the game's not going to be impossible for everyone. But in 2 players, definitely a possibility. I'm kind of back and forth between a couple of ratings. I'm going to give this game a 4 out of 5 stars. It's very fun, very simple. I would enjoy playing it. I wouldn't necessarily pick it up as quickly as I would one of my 5-star games, but it's a great crowd pleaser for people who don't normally play games. A very good beginner game. My favorite games have a little bit more substance, but this game is not a bad game at all. Very good game. 4 to 5 stars. And I will see you next time for the next one. Please subscribe to the Nathan Talks YouTube channel if you want to see me review more games. Like this video if you enjoyed it. And leave a comment letting me know what game you would like me to review next. Thanks for watching.